Dear future Enoch, picture this. Both of your parents have tested positive for COVID over the past week. And 2 years ago, you told yourself that if this family ever got COVID, it was poorly equipped to deal with the situation, both physically and mentally. 2 years on, you're wishing that you were wrong about your assessment. Your dad wouldn't even tell you that he tested positive for some reason, hiding the fact from you, and you only found out through your brother. Your mom at least told everybody that she was positive, but keeping her isolated in her room proved to be more of a challenge. All too often, she was still insisting on working and cooking for the family, which is noble, but she wouldn't accept the help that you offered to her. You offered to buy her takeout so that she wouldn't have to cook, and she was apprehensive and unthankful about it. She relented and allowed for 3 meals of takeout, and then on the 4th, she was back in the kitchen cooking for the family because I hate takeout, love me, love my food, even though she was still positive the whole time. One evening, the weight of the whole situation is too much to bear, so you get up from your chair and go out for a walk. Even though it's dark outside, it's at least a warm summer evening. As you walk through your neighborhood, you try to enjoy the evening. August is usually your happiest time of the year. You've always enjoyed warm summer evenings, especially those in August. Staying out past sunset where it was still warm enough to be out in a t-shirt. Hanging out with friends and enjoying your time away from home, wishing that you would never have to go back. You were happy to stay out till midnight if you could. The going was just too good. Summer evenings are just magical. But this evening that magic wasn't there. The thought of the situation back home is too much to bear, but you do your best to enjoy your walk while you can. And as you walk, it gives your brain room to think about its situation. Your mind is spinning, you have lots to say, but nothing comes out of your mouth. You're busy thinking about how this family could have gone so south. Perhaps it was due to the fact that community and humility was not part of its foundational values. Your family has not once valued helping other people. Your family has never once valued being a part of a community. Your family has not once valued interacting with neighbors and getting everybody together. Your family has never valued helping other people. Your family has largely valued individualistic desires. Mom and dad wanted you to have good grades. Mom and dad wanted you to succeed in academia. Mom and dad wanted you to do X because it was good for you. It was all about you. It was all about the family. It was all about me. It was never about helping other people. It was never about making the world a better place. It was not about serving the community. Heck, you grew up not knowing most of your neighbors. Your parents never socialized with the parents of other kids. You rarely went out with friends as a child. Most of the time after you were done school, you went straight home. You never felt like you really belonged in your neighborhood. You grew up mostly just wanting to leave your neighborhood because there was nothing keeping you here. You had no roots in this neighborhood. You had no connections. There was no reason for you to be here. You didn't belong in this neighborhood. And yet over the past 2 years, funny enough, because of the pandemic and because you couldn't go outside of your neighborhood, you spent most of your time exploring your neighborhood. And in doing so, you met many of your neighbors for the very first time. You didn't realize that so many awesome people lived within walking distance of your house. You didn't realize that there was a community here. A community that you could be a part of, and you should be a part of. You live in this neighborhood. You started spending more time with them. Warm summer evenings like this one were the prime opportunity to stay out late with your new friends, being a part of your community, getting to know each other, spending time with each other. It was like something straight out of a novel, something so perfect, almost surreal. But it was real. These were real people you were talking to. This was a real experience you were living through. This is a memory you wouldn't want to forget. This was something that you should have done when you were a kid. Your family didn't really follow suit. They mostly rebuked you for coming home late for dinner, but you kind of knew that dinner meant absolutely nothing because you weren't even going to remember what you ate. Being a part of your community was way more important. Plus, you just can't stand it at home anyways, not after 2 years. Once you've found something better, you just can't go back. You know about the dangers of living as a recluse, of hiding from everybody else and living by yourself, isolated from the world. You know that you can't live isolated from everybody else. You've been watching your family circle the drain as it becomes increasingly distrustful of everybody else around them. It feels like the whole world has gone to shit. But you know better. The world is a bad place, but there are still things that you can enjoy about it. You stop at the baseball field and record a random B-roll shot because why not? You continue walking, and you tell yourself that the thing that you're afraid of the most is not getting COVID-19. It's about the fact that your family has just fallen apart over the past 2 years. I mean, what sort of a family do you live in where its own members won't even tell you about their positive diagnosis? If you test positive, shouldn't you be telling other people so that they know and can take care of you and can isolate themselves so that you won't spread the virus to other people? But here's the thing. Your family doesn't think this way. Remember, your family is individualistic. It doesn't value community. It doesn't value humility. So when one gets COVID, it's not about how I can protect other people from getting the virus. It's about whether or not I feel good enough to continue to go to work. Your dad had a fever for a few days, and then when he felt better, he decided to just go to work even though he was still positive. No wonder he wouldn't answer your question about whether he still tested positive, because he knew that you weren't supposed to be going out when you were positive. But he doesn't care. He says he feels good. But it's not about whether or not you feel good enough to go to work. It's about whether you can still give the virus to your colleagues. I mean, do you not care about your colleagues enough that you don't want them to get sick on the job? But my dad doesn't think that way. My family never thinks of it that way. For the past 2 years, this family has mostly been freaking out about whether or not it'll get COVID. And now that your family does have COVID, everything has gone to absolute hell. Now it seems like distrust runs in the family. I mean, why else would your dad hide his positive diagnosis from you? A few years ago, you said that your family was dysfunctional, and your mom rebuked you and yelled at you and said, "Do you know what a dysfunctional family is like?" Now you're thinking to yourself, "Yes, Mom, I know what a dysfunctional family is like. I live in one." Future Enoch, this is not a distress call. This is not a cry for help. There is nothing that you, looking back into the past from the future, can do about my current situation. It's not a comfortable feeling. It's like you're watching someone who's trapped in a torture chamber. There is nothing you can do to help them. All you can do is sit and watch as they suffer, while you remain completely powerless to do anything. But, future Enoch, if you're watching this, that means present Enoch has survived. Sometimes surviving is really all you need. Life isn't about being the best. Life isn't about coming out unscathed. Life isn't about victories. Sometimes, especially during our darkest moments, the best we can do in life is to just survive and make it through. And if you're watching this, present Enoch did survive and make it through. I guess the most important thing to remember is that life isn't about avoiding difficult situations like this one. Life is hard and you're going to encounter hardships and difficulties. But what matters most is the lessons you take away from surviving those hardships. Do you want to just forget about them? Or do you want to learn from them? Because there's something to learn from every difficult situation in life. Life is full of difficult situations, let's face it. Do we want to at least be somewhat prepared for the next one? Or do we want to forget about all of our previous situations, so that in the end we learn nothing, and each new difficult situation is a repeat of the last? I guess I went into many different directions here. I honestly had a better video scripted and even recorded, but after recent events, I couldn't bring myself to edit and upload that. I just wanted to spill my thoughts for future Enoch to know. And I suppose that's one of the reasons why I started this vlog. Sometimes I have nothing polished to bring to the table. Sometimes I'm just a raw, uncut mess. I'm only human. Future Enoch, I'll see you next week.